Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you very much for sparing your valuable time to watch and to listen to what I've been explaining and what I continue explaining in regard to the social and economic injustice against the workers of Uganda. I have, over the time, colleagues labored very hard to try and continue explaining these issues. And indeed, I want to continue explaining because some of these are problems that we have had in the country for so long. We do not think that they may just end very easily. But at least one of the things we resolve is that we have got to do everything within our means to make sure that our story is properly told, so that in the process of legislation, in the process of trying to deliver justice, the pains that we have gone through are not so easily forgotten. And this way we think that the workers of Uganda will be able to enjoy social and economic justice. Struggles for rights everywhere in the world have never been so easy. There have always been very painful struggles, but I think sometimes the people who are involved in the struggles really have no choice. The only thing they have left is to struggle to ensure that they enjoy their rights. Similarly, in Uganda, even as we rise up to speak against the injustice meted against the workers of Uganda, we do have no option. We must be able to speak that these rights of the working people are respected. And over the period I've been talking about justice that cannot be delivered because of the poor systems. The systems that are in place cannot be able to deliver justice. And the trade unions everywhere we are. It is very important that when we are given an opportunity to represent workers, we should never just go and represent workers by adopting the systems which are there. Because the systems which are there have been designed specifically to deliver certain benefits to a particular group of people. So when you go there and participate in representation of workers by adopting the existing systems in the way they are, you simply act as an accomplice of helping the beneficiaries to whom the system is intended to serve. And therefore, we must take trouble at all times to start interrogating these systems that are in place. Can these systems be able to deliver justice to the workers? If we find that these systems cannot deliver justice, we first of all hold on there and deal with the bottlenecks. We must be able to deal with the bottlenecks that are making it practically impossible for the workers to receive justice at the end of every struggles we're involved in. No wonder we have been very busy, struggling very hard for the workers' rights, but at the end of the day, the situation simply remains the same. If there is a change, it is very minimal. And we think that we are working very hard when actually we have served under a very, very, very wrong system. Over the past period, I have talked about a number of structures, but the most recent I've talked about is the industrial court. And when you look at industrial court, one would imagine that this is a court, and it's a court which ordinarily is delivering justice to the workers. But wait a minute, we have taken trouble to try and dig deeper into what the industrial court is doing in comparison to what actually the problem is. And you, if you are not careful, you will be there thinking that industrial court is helping deliver justice to the workers, but actually the amount of contribution the industrial court is making is not even 1% of what is required to be done for the workers of Uganda. We, of course, appreciate the industrial court. The industrial court is a good court, but look at the contribution it is making in delivering justice to the workers. And that is what I would want us to appreciate very, very much during this period. If an institution like at the level of industrial court cannot effectively be able to deliver justice, then where else would we be taking the workers? Because you know very well, you and me know very well, that the other lower structures, administrative structures that we need to use to address workers' problems are very, very, very highly compromised. And the parties that are involved are going through a lot of difficulties in trying to ensure that workers are assisted. So majority of the workers remain in employment, but they are very highly aggrieved. And I've told you that as long as workers are going to remain aggrieved in the way they are, in the way they have been, getting development is going to be a very, 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 very tall order. Developing the country is going to be a tall order, because you cannot push a human being to be able to do unless you want to go back like in the days of slave trade, which of course is not allowed, because ILO has categorically explained that labor is not a commodity. You don't go and buy labor like as if you are going to buy a book, like as if you are going to buy a Porsche, like as if, no. Labor has been given its own special status, and we must be able to deal with the labor in light of this status that has already been defined under the law. I therefore want to say that yes, industrial court has been in existence. The industrial court, by the way, it is important that we understand the historical perspective of this industrial court. Maybe briefly, one of the things I would want us to understand is that right from the days of old, we have never, when I talk of we, I'm talking largely about the workers and their organizations, which are the trade unions. There has been very, very, actually almost no goodwill. Everything that we have got has come as a result of a struggle. Even for this industrial court to start operating, it has been as a result of a struggle. So when we find that there are several limitations that the industrial court is embroiled in, that make it practically difficult for them to function, this is not coming simply by accident. It's because there is no goodwill to ensure that the industrial court effectively functions. Because you see, before the labor laws were passed in the year 2006, majority of us members, we can easily forget. But before the labor laws were passed in 2006, for those of you who were there, you remember the song of the day was that the laws that were there at the time were obsolete. Trade unions